Well, hello there. How are you today? Thanks for joining me. It's time for another romp through the strange realm. And of course, don't believe anything I say. Don't believe anything you hear on the videos. This is all about being autodidactic, self-educated. So just take the information in and come to your own conclusion on it. And of course, do please give me a like and make sure you leave a comment. Let's jump into it.
I'm a conspiracy theorist, but you don't have to be one to find this interesting. You know those cathedrals that they say were built for worship? What if they were originally built as healing centers instead? Think about it. What would you find in these cathedrals? Bells and pipe organs. People once believed that the bells and the pipe organs produced healing frequencies, but it doesn't stop there. These cathedrals were literally built to amplify frequency. Vaulted ceilings, geometric planning, these are pathways for vibration and channels for resonance. But it still does not stop there. The stained glass that used to be everywhere, they consisted of perfect radial symmetry, and they shaped the light entering these buildings, and some used the different colors for actual light therapy. Now we're left with demonic music from satanic artists, buildings that are depressing to look at, and LED lights that interfere with the nervous system. It's almost as if we are the ones living in the dark ages. But I don't know. I'm just a conspiracy theorist. Let me know what you think.
The cathedrals. So what do you think? I definitely think that they were some kind of frequency machine, most probably for healing. Have the bells, the organs, the vaulted ceilings, voltage, right? Like she said. The floors as well. Many of the floors have cymatic shapes in them. The windows, the rose windows, right? Which again, cymatic shapes and color therapy. And it's been proven that cathedrals do actually have their own tone, like their own frequency. There's a lady who goes around and records the silence, and she does it, plays it back, and does that 7 times and records, and she gets this frequency. There's also a cathedral in Ireland, and it has the tune of this song actually embedded in the like the facading on the inside. Is that a facade? Probably not, but it's in the roofs at these little blocks with a tune in there, which is again that's the tune of the cathedral. So yes, I definitely believe that they are healing frequency machines. But what do you think? Well, I think it's pretty obvious that there was a recent advanced civilization. I mean, the evidence is everywhere. That was in Turkey. There's so much in Turkey. Cappadocia, the melted buildings there as well. And it's just all across the realm. Like I don't know how anyone could not see this now, because it's just history is just a story, right? It's his story. History is written by the victors.
Now we get into the flying saucers and the ether ships, the ether pump right here. That's what this is. So this goes into the ether. Now it's interesting because in the 1920s, the ether was removed from the school books by the Rockefellers and Rothschilds, who owned the schooling system. Obviously, if they taught people about the ether, then they could connect to uranium and radium and free energy. But if they don't teach them, they could keep them dependent on the Rockefeller oil all the time for the rest of their life. They faked an experiment in the 1800s to say that the ether was fake so that people wouldn't look into it anymore. But when you get into the flying saucers, you also get into the ether pump, and you get into all of the different flying saucers which utilize the ether. And it was interesting because Mr. Lin, who was connected to the ether pump, documents by the FBI right there, was showing that we could just tap into the ether for free energy and unlimited energy all the time. But, you know, that doesn't come at $5.65 a gallon and 20 miles per gallon. So you didn't learn about that. And somebody just said Mickelson morally. Yes, that's the name of that experiment.
The ether. That's what they were tapping into with the old world, right? We see it everywhere with all the ether antennas going up, the domes, the sacred geometry that's built into the buildings, the layout. It's all about harnessing energy and creating harmonizing energy, right? That keep us harmonious, in harmony, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about that, but it's just all coming out, right? We know this now, and what we know is that the biggest thing that the Allies, try and do is just keep this tech from us so that they can keep us subservient to their products.
Is it just me, or does nothing feel real anymore? Like, it feels like I'm going through the motions pretty much every day. Like, nothing hits the same. Like, I can't explain it. Holidays don't feel the same. People act completely different anymore. It's to the point where, like, most days it just feels like all I want to do is just, like, sleep, not do much, because it just feels strange. I can't explain it. I really can't, but everything feels different. It's felt different for a while. And again, I don't know if I'm making much sense here. I hope that I am. I hope that there are others out there that know what I'm talking about, but maybe it's just me. But honestly, nothing feels real anymore. I don't know what it is. I don't. But what happened to life in general? Why does it feel so weird anymore?
Yes, well, life is a bit strange, isn't it, at the moment? Like, how are you finding it? Does it feel different than, well, definitely pre-2020, right? BC, before COVID. Definitely things have changed since then. But, a lot of people point to 2012 or even to 2000. Did something happen? We have the Mandela effect. There's a lot of talk about timeline changes. It's just weird. And I get what he's saying. Life doesn't seem as vibrant, is that a good word, as it used to be. It's just a bit more same, right? It really, I get what he's saying. It's hard to, because in the past there was always exciting things and you'd be out doing things and they just seem to be a bit more life to everything. Whereas today it's a bit different. Now, what do you think? Do you feel the same? And what do you think the cause is? Is it because some people have been, jabberwockied? Is it because of all the, the 5G, the 6G, the Wi-Fi, all the frequencies that we're subjected to? Do you think that's it? Or the food, the water? I mean, is it a combination of all? Or did something happen? Did something happen in 2012 or 2020? Are we in a different timeline? Are we in a different space? Let me know your thoughts.
In 1910, America had 165 medical schools, homeopathic schools, naturopathic schools, eclectic medicine schools that taught botanical remedies your grandmother would recognize, herbal colleges that had been training doctors for generations. By 1925, only 81 remained, and not one of them taught herbal medicine anymore. What happened in those 15 years wasn't a natural evolution of science. It wasn't doctors choosing better methods. It was a coordinated takeover orchestrated by one family with enough money to rewrite the rules of medicine itself. The Rockefellers didn't just fund medical schools, they bought them. They didn't just promote pharmaceutical medicine, they systematically destroyed every alternative. And they didn't do it because the science demanded it, they did it because there was no profit in plants you could grow in your backyard. This is the story of how American medicine became a monopoly, how botanical knowledge that had survived for centuries vanished in a single generation, and how the wealthiest family in America used philanthropy as a weapon to control what doctors could and couldn't learn. If this sounds like the kind of history they don't teach in schools, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe because we're about to pull back the curtain on one of the most successful corporate takeovers in American history. One that still shapes every prescription you fill today. Before 1900, American medicine looked nothing like it does today. There was no FDA, no standardized medical training, no pharmaceutical giants controlling prescriptions, and certainly no agreement on what medicine actually was. Medical schools operated on completely different philosophies. Regular medicine, which focused on aggressive interventions like bloodletting and mercury treatments. Homeopathic medicine, which used highly diluted substances. Eclectic medicine, which combined conventional treatments with botanical remedies. Naturopathy, which emphasized the body's natural healing capacity. And dozens of smaller schools teaching everything from chiropractic to osteopathy. None of them had a monopoly. Patients chose their doctors based on results, not credentials. If your family doctor couldn't cure your pneumonia with his methods, you'd visit the herbalist down the street. If the regular physician's treatments made you sicker, you'd try the homeopath. Competition forced every school of medicine to actually produce results or lose patients. The herbal schools were particularly successful. Schools like the Physio-Medical College of Indiana, the Eclectic Medical Institute in Cincinnati, and the National College of Naturopathic Medicine in Portland were graduating hundreds of doctors every year. These weren't fringe operations. They had decades of history, legitimate training programs, and patient outcomes that rivaled or exceeded conventional medicine. Botanical medicine had been the foundation of healthcare for thousands of years. Willow bark for pain, which we now know contains the compound that became aspirin. Foxglove for heart conditions, the source of digitalis. Cinchona bark for malaria, which gave us quinine. These weren't folk remedies. They were medicines that worked, backed by generations of documented use. But botanical medicine had one fatal flaw from a business perspective. You couldn't patent a plant. Anyone could grow willow bark. Anyone could harvest foxglove. There was no way to create a monopoly on knowledge that had been public domain for centuries. John D. Rockefeller understood this better than anyone. The call to adventure. By 1900, Rockefeller had already become the richest man in America through Standard Oil. He'd perfected the art of the monopoly, undercut competitors until they went bankrupt, then buy their assets for pennies on the dollar, control the supply chain from extraction to distribution, eliminate every alternative until customers had no choice but to buy from you. He'd done it with oil. Now he wanted to do it with medicine.
And he did do it with medicine. We all know about Big Pharma, right? It's part of the change, right? The big 2020, it's been front and center since then, right? And of course, now they're pushing more viruses that they want us to go and get more jabs for. And of course, none of it's good for you. Please don't do it. But don't take my advice. I'm not a doctor, right? But this is the thing. Back in the day, you didn't have to be a doctor. You didn't have to have a degree from a mainstream university. You just had to have results. And that's the problem. And that's the problem now is, people are becoming doctors and all they know how to do is dish out pills from Big Pharma that we know just make us sicker. But yeah, that's a true story, right? Rockefeller's literally closed down all the alternative medicine. And why is it called alternative medicine? Because it's an alternative to their system, to the mainstream big pharma drug system. But they like to say alternative like it's some weird thing and it's not proven. But that medicine was working and around for centuries, if not more. Big pharma, what are we, just over a century, and it's just making the world sick.
I get home from work, and this little guy is the only one up in the house. I'm telling you, we don't deserve dogs. He's waiting for me to go to bed with him because he sleeps in my room and in a bed next to my bed. And look at him. He can barely keep his eyes open. What's up, Rex? But he does keep looking up here, because that's where we keep his treats. I think he deserves one before bed. There's Bumpy. Oh, good boy. Easy. Easy. Good boy. Let's go to bed, buddy. That's a good boy.
Well, I disagree. I think we do deserve dogs, or at least, we do. Good humans, good men and women deserve dogs, and dogs deserve us because they're awesome. Dogs are gods.
People ask me, are you happy? And I guess I don't know. Honestly, I think happiness is a dangerous thing to chase full time, because happiness is temporary. It's a pint in the sun, a good song in the car, a takeaway arriving when life's been chewing on your ankles all week. It comes, it goes, and that's the problem. People spend their whole lives trying to permanently feel something that was only ever designed to visit. So I'm not searching for happiness anymore. I'm searching for peace, because peace is waking up without immediately feeling behind in life. Peace is being alone without feeling lonely. Peace is no longer abandoning yourself just to keep other people comfortable. And happiness, it has an evil twin, sadness, and it always turns up eventually asking to be let in. But peace sits in the middle, steady, quiet, less fireworks, more fireplace. And maybe, just maybe, that's the real goal in life. Not to feel euphoric all the time, but to finally feel safe in your own mind. It's food for thought. One love, Tiny Phone people.
Yeah, I think it makes a good point. Peace. I mean, happiness is good, right? But we can't have it 24/7. But peaceful's good. Feeling peaceful in your own skin, waking up peacefully, sleeping peacefully, having a peaceful life. I think it would be much more peaceful without all these elites and their horrible medicine and systems, right? But yeah, I agree. I think peace is a much better thing to not chase, but to try and acquire, to try and build than happiness. Because, I guess peace is contentment, and contentment kind of is happiness, isn't it? What do you think?
Tonight, newly released UFO files, like this one in Kazakhstan, a mysterious object lighting up the night sky. Other videos showing pulsing balls of light flying erratically and seeming to defy laws of physics. Some even appearing to fly in formations. Part of the Pentagon's release of more than 50 declassified videos and first-hand accounts following President Trump's directive to release government UFO files.
Very bright particles or fragments or something.
The files include audio of astronauts decades ago describing mysterious bright lights and particles.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of big ones out my window down there. Just bright. Looks like the 4th of July out Ron's window.
And this report from last year. In an encounter that lasted over an hour, a U.S. intelligence officer reported oval-shaped orange orbs coming within 10 feet of a U.S. helicopter, splitting in two and speeding away, leaving military and intelligence professionals speechless. Other videos may have an explanation. Here, a U.S. F-16 fighter jet shoots down an object over Michigan's Lake Huron in 2023, the same day the Pentagon said it shot down a possible Chinese spy balloon over that lake. Experts tell us no video released so far proves any extraterrestrial visit.
There's nothing in any of these that proves anything about alien life. All it shows you is that there's stuff in the sky that initially can't be explained.
This was the Pentagon's second release of UFO files, and they're expected to roll out the next one in the coming weeks.
Alien life. All it shows you is that there's stuff in the sky that initially can't be explained.
This was the Pentagon's second release of UFO files, and they're expected to roll out the next one in the coming weeks.
Well, I agree. It doesn't prove they're, spacemen, all this footage. And, like this is footage from the army, we're told, in the US. And still, the film that we get is so bad. It's grainy. It looks like it's been shot with a potato. Like it's so bad. And this is supposedly on their, $100 million planes, right? The best tech out there is what's in the military. But they can't get a clear shot. I mean, why is that the case? In 2026, we still can't get clear, good, unshaky videos of UFOs. What's going on there? Is it all fake? I mean, I don't know. It could be. Is it all, terrestrial? Is it all, DARPA and places like this? Could be. Is it all, holograms, projections in the sky, drones? I mean, there's so many questions. And, if it's aliens, which is just beings that aren't from here, where are they from? Are they from outer lands? Are they from under the ocean? Are they from different dimensions? There's so many questions, but what's not a question is they are pushing this agenda, the UFO agenda, so strongly. They want us to believe that these UFOs here, it was even on the mainstream news in America, saying that there were 4 different types of aliens on Earth now. So they definitely got an agenda, but what do you think it is? Is it Project Bluebeam? That's what we all kind of tend to think, but is it just to try and make us believe that we are on a ball and that NASA is, a reputable company and they did go to the moon? Is it just that, or is there something more? What do you think this is all about? Jesus, the Son of God. That's what they say. The Son, right? S-O-N, S-U-N. It's the same thing. It's sun worship. And yeah, it looks like it's been taken from other religions, right? It's just a rewrite of earlier stories. That's definitely what it looks like to me. And what they've done, in my opinion, is take out all the good stuff, right? All the stuff that would help us. And they've just changed it, rearranged it, literally edited it, and just left in the stuff that is, we have to worship something outside of us, right? We have to do all these things just through faith, right, to this entity that is going to judge us as good or bad, right, at the end of the day. So, yeah, pretty interesting, right? A lot of ties to Egypt there. Obviously, there's ties, through so many different stories to Jesus, right? Jesus, which is Jesus in Spanish, Zeus, the god Zeus. There's lots that goes back to the Sumerian stuff as well. They've just rewritten our spirituality, right? And taken us down a dark road.
Huawei built a new luxury car and it can literally project a full-blown movie through its headlights. It's called the Huawei Ito M9, and it makes Western luxury cars just look stupid. When you're driving on the motorway, the million-pixel headlights literally cut out the light around oncoming cars, so you never blind them. It can project massive navigation arrows onto the road in front of you, and it can even project a light carpet that matches the exact width of your car in the driving lane. It features an advanced active suspension system that reads the road ahead. It compensates for bumps in milliseconds and tiny bumps, meaning while you're on the inside, you literally don't feel the road at all. It can even raise a single wheel off the ground dynamically if you get a flat tire. Insane. And on the inside, it's like a private jet. It features a 32-inch cinema screen that rolls down from the ceiling. There's screens behind the seats and a crazy 43-speaker sound system with a next-level noise cancellation. You could genuinely live inside this thing. And right now, it's only available in China, and it feels like something straight out of 2035. It's also the same price as an Audi or a BMW. We're being ripped off in the Western world with the cars we have available.
Yes, I mean, it looks good, but how much spyware does it have? That's my question. I mean, and this is the problem, right? Like, you know, there's so much good technology out there that could be used for good. Right? A lot of that stuff was really good, right? You know, like the suspension, so it can see holes, potholes, all this kind of stuff coming up. Obviously, that's a good safety factor as well. The lights not blinding people at night, and, you know, like a lot of good stuff, right? But unfortunately, because of the people that control these companies, they're full of tracking, full of microphones and tracking devices and cameras. And it's just really annoying, isn't it? That we have all this tech that could be, you know, could be used for such good. And it's just all been used to basically enslave us more and more. Very annoying. But you know, I think we are coming to the end of this whole thing. It definitely does feel like there's something different in the air, like we're going through a change. There has been, you know, a lot of weird stuff going on. There was all these meteors or comets the other night, you know, weird things in the sky, a double rainbow bridge, they're calling it, in, I think that was Holland. You know, so lots of good stuff. And I definitely feel like things are getting better, like where it kind of feels like we've gone over the top of the hill, if you know what I mean. But that doesn't mean that these allies, these weird psychos, are not going to stop pushing, you know, their agendas. They will, but the good thing is no one's paying them any attention anymore. So I think we're doing pretty well. I think we're almost through this weirdness. We've almost got rid of the parasite. But what do you think? Let me know. And that's it, guys. Thanks for spending some time with me. I hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, please do give me a like, share it around, hype it up, all that good stuff, and leave me your comments. Let me know what you thought. And of course, if you're not subscribed, what the bloody hell are you doing? Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications, and hopefully you'll be notified. People have been telling me that they're being unsubscribed and that, you know, they're not being notified and all this kind of stuff. So I have started uploading on Rumble, and you'll find that link below if you want to go follow me there. And there you go. Apart from that, all you need to do is stay awesome, because you are, and I'll talk to you on the next upload. Bye for now.
Ma'am, that is not ladylike.
What are you two doing?
She decided to lay on me like this and fell asleep.